Morning, guys. Little check-in from the storage unit. Not gonna lie, it's a little cold in here today, so we're getting to that part of the season where now I don't even have the storage unit to record in. I gotta get back to me. I gotta get motivated. Today's the first day in a while that I woke up and I didn't have any marijuana at all, and I have no intention to go into the dispensary. So we're gonna try to say as long as I can go without smoking, I'm gonna go without smoking. So I don't know. It may happen today. It may happen tomorrow. But I got to get motivated. And unfortunately, smoking became an easy way to just kind of chill. It started last year around this time when Bogey passed. The days were getting shorter. The appointments were getting fewer and further between, and it became easy. It became an outlet. I had unlimited funds in my bank account, not unlimited, but close to it with just selling the house. And I look back and it was, it was bad. I woke up, I would smoke, go shower, get ready, jump in the van and then hitting the vape all day. Tuesdays and Wednesdays were the worst because I was up in the Boston area, so I would just go to work and then head to Encore from there and just hitting the vape all day at Encore and then, just not wanting to go home. And then it just got to a point where the pain started kicking in and I was just like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So um, I started writing a blog to let my family know what was going on with me if I did something stupid. It never got to that. I played a round of golf early in November with a close friend, and he knew I wasn't me. I actually kind of had a breakdown that night, to the point where my ex-girlfriend was asking for my GPS location and telling me to go home. Like, it was that bad. Um, I just I was in pain. I shot a million because I was in pain. I didn't enjoy my day, and it was with some of my best friends, and that's when I knew something was bad. Something was going on. Ran out of gas on the way home because I just kept driving around in circles. Uh, then I woke up the next day and that friend texted me and he said, "You're gonna get through this, bud. Everybody needs somebody to talk to sometimes." And I knew then that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how else to deal with it. By that point, I had blown off the therapist. Just wasn't a good fit, and yeah, I made up my mind. I started blogging because it felt good, and I didn't plan on seeing anybody again. So it's not that I went at anybody or regret anything I said in the blog, but it was just easy because it was easy to write and nobody interrupted me, right? And that's kind of what's happening with this, and that's not what I wanted this to be. I figured I'd have some kind of like some of these one-on-ones by myself, on my private page, not on the podcast page. I figured it would be just kind of me working through shit. Um, but again, at that point, the podcast was not even a thing. It was not even a thought. It was, I don't want to do anything, right? I just kind of moped. I smoked all day, every day. When it got to a point where my parents kind of started questioning how much I was smoking, I started coming here. Now it's getting too cold, so I don't even have this. So yeah, I'm gonna head to Florida. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I kind of almost applied for a job with Titleist. There was a college rep position that somebody reached out, and then I saw yesterday they posted a club fitting position in the Boston area, full time, pretty good salary, and I thought about that for about 30 seconds, and then I saw one of the requirements is a degree. So um, yeah, so again, it's one of those things where you kind of start going in circles and you don't feel confident in yourself and what you can do, right? I got to March and we're watching the players, and then all of a sudden I had the idea for the podcast. And it wasn't about a podcast, it was about motivation, like what's next. And I knew the podcast would kind of get me up and give me something to do, every day. Um, and it did for a while. And then when the health kind of didn't kind of cooperate, it just turned into the blog again. And that's not what I wanted, especially not on camera. But today's a perfect example of depression and bipolar, right? Yesterday and the day before, I was motivated. I was hitting balls. I was ready to go. Then I wake up today and obviously hitting balls the last couple of days, and then the weather changed and I'm in pain and I'm sore. And now I come over here and it's freezing over here, and I've made the decision Monday to stop smoking, and I didn't stop. Right? I went through a quarter of an ounce in 2 days, which means I actually reverted back to the fall. I mean, last fall was so bad. I was smoking an ounce and a half of weed a week and probably a 1 gram vape every 2 days. So do that math. Probably $400 a week worth of marijuana. And I was just numb. I didn't feel it. I felt nothing. I couldn't even cry. Like I was sad, but I couldn't even cry. I was just numb. Um, yeah, so here we are. I'm starting to get a little motivated, but I wanted to rant today, because not rant, but I wanted to talk today because I want you guys to see how crazy, how quickly it changes like that. Right? Yesterday, I was hitting balls, I was hitting drivers, I'm changing shafts on my 3-wood, I'm getting motivated. I'm thinking maybe I play some golf next week, and then sure enough, I wake up this morning and it's 50 degrees and I feel like I ran into a wall. So, and then the depression follows, and now you start driving. I drive around. That's honestly my biggest expense now. Isn't even marijuana, it's gas. I've probably put 30,000 miles on my truck since, I don't know, June, July. Just driving around in circles, no music on, just in silence. The only sound is the voice in my head, and occasionally, once in a while, I'll be like, to myself, But um, these are the things that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to deal with them head on, and I'm trying to let you guys see, like, I'm not crazy. I'm just crazy. There's something in me that just. Do you think I like waking up this way and feeling miserable and not wanting to talk to anybody and wanting to come sit here in a dark storage unit? No, it's just me. It's just who I am, and it's been my whole life that way. I go through when I'm high and I'm good. Not high, but I shouldn't say that, because it means when I'm on a high and I'm good. I'm fun to be around. I know where to go. I know the parties. I know what to drink. I know, like I know what spots to be at, what spots to avoid. But on days like today, I just know I'm no fun to be around. So I don't want to talk to anybody because I don't want to ruin anybody's day, right? An old friend called me the other day, and we kind of started talking, and about an hour in, I was just like, God, I just feel like I'm ruining your day. You're in such a good mood, so I'll let you go because I don't want to bring you down. And they were like, Nah, it's cool, whatever. What if you need someone to talk to? I'm here. Let's get through this and talk it out. But it's just uncomfortable for me. Um, there's only a few people that I've ever had like a real heart to heart, or been comfortable with having a real heart to heart with, and eventually they all leave because it's what people do. I piss them off, and they piss me off. The one thing that people struggle with me is my outbursts and my chirps, but they usually provoked. It's usually not out of nowhere. It doesn't just come. Um, and a lot of times it's something that people don't even realize that they said that was disrespectful or that's going to bother me. It just, they let it rip, they talk, and then I just kind of lose my shit. So I apologize to anybody that, I've said disrespectful shit or said mean shit. Um, It's just me, Most of the time it was provoked. Most of the time you said some shit that you didn't realize was a touchy subject to me. Yeah, for 2 years I lived for my dog and the people closest to me, and that's about it. I just did everything to make sure they were happy. I forgot to take care of myself, and in doing so, it made them unhappy. And then when my dog died, I just crashed. Uh, People that cared about me were reaching out, and I just wasn't listening. I didn't hear it. It was the time that I needed people the most, and I just didn't ask. So that's part of where calling in favors came from, right? I never ask for favors. I try to stay away from people when I'm down in the dumps. I just kind of do my own thing, right? So I appreciate the offers. This podcast did turn into job offers. I'm just not qualified to sell cars or sell lumber. I don't know anything about them. Why would I get into something that I don't know anything about? It makes no sense. I mean, I don't want to embarrass myself. Trust me, I embarrass myself personally. And I don't get embarrassed, but I'm just kind of quoting other people. I embarrass myself enough personally that professionally, if I ever got to a point where I looked like Caddyshack 2 over there, I would kind of just, that might be embarrassing to me. I even the last year when I had given up on Harmon, I busted my ass every day. I never called in sick. No matter what, no matter how much pain I'm in, I was always there. We did almost 1 million in sales that year without a few spots on credit hold. We would have got over 1 million. And that's kind of the other reason why I left. I wasn't going to ever achieve my goals. Their quote was, "We make no money on the learning center." So it was an afterthought. So I'm busting my ass to build that business, and they clearly didn't want me to. So why did I want to be there, right? And then the investor, when things went sideways, it's like, you know what? I'm 45 years old. I have nothing. I just sold my house. My girlfriend left. My dog died. I'm like, I grinded 20 years without calling in sick, without taking a day off, without ever saying no to a request. And here I was, 45 years old with nothing. Um, I don't feel that way anymore. I have a lot more than my career to think about. And there's definitely people that care about me that have been trying to help. I apologize to all of you that I haven't listened to or acknowledged. I just wasn't there. I don't know that I'm still there. Uh, it's tough. Medication is tough. When I'm on prednisone and my shot and now the antidepressant, I go from moping like this to kind of being giddy and chatty, and that's not my personality. So then I get uncomfortable and I get antsy and I have to get out of the situation. So I'm just in a situation right now where I don't know what to do or how to do it. That honestly, the reason why I thought about the titleist job was because it seems like a lot of it was self work, self motivation and downtime and working on your own pace. I think it was work from home other than the fitting events. And that's kind of what I want. I need to find like a 9 to 5 where I can turn on in the morning and turn off at night. I didn't have that at Harmon. Or even without Meta Golf, it was all I did. It was obsessed. I started ignoring responsibilities at home. I started ignoring my health. I'd wake up and just forget to take meds because I was thinking about so much other stuff with business that I just stopped, didn't take the time to stop and take care of myself. So I learned a lot about myself in this past year, and I know I'm not as crazy, as mean, as much of an asshole as people think I am. Yeah, you see the 5 or 10 minutes out in public when you push the button and I chirp. You know, um, I think anybody that's been around me, it's funny. One of the girls that's been in my life my entire life, and she's a good friend. She just doesn't know how to read a clock. And when I was working 90 hours a week and she was calling from California at 4 in the morning, it was just like, all right, I can't deal with this anymore. But, her nickname was that girl because she was always that girl. She was always there when I wanted her to be there. She was always there when I needed her to be there. Um, But again, I just never felt comfortable talking to her either. And the reason why I bring her up was because a few years ago she came back up here, and we kind of hung out for a little bit. And on the last night, she kind of tricked me into thinking she forgot her keys, and a quick dinner and a couple drinks and home by 9:30 or so by myself turned into 12 o'clock, and now she's laughing, saying I was only kidding. I just wanted to spend more time with you, and I lost my shit. And I yelled at her and was like, "Are you fucking serious? I gotta be up." And we got to her house, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I get it. It's okay." And she looked at me. She's like, "I've never seen that side of you. You know, somebody that I've known since, I don't know, high school had never seen me raise my voice." And that's kind of the reputation that I have, is how angry I am, and how much I yell and how crazy I get. But I don't. I just kind of take it, and it's that's half the problem, is I just take too much before I finally flip. Um, but yeah, I'm starting to clear this thing out. I'm looking forward to it. I came over here today to kind of hang out and rant a little bit, but a little too chilly, so we're not going to hang out much longer. Um, I'll be in touch to the people that are going to come get the stuff, the couch, things like that, and it's time to clear this out and head south. It's time for a new start. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of jobs, but again, like I said, they all say college degree required, and I don't have that. So um, it is what it is. I will figure something out. I always do. But I just wanted to come over here to you guys today and just show you how easy it flips. Right? You know, just wake up in pain in the cold weather, and I had intentions of going to hit balls today, and kind of hanging out and getting some stuff done here, and that's not going to happen. So just a little insight on me and a little insight on how hard it was for me to be on all the time at work, no matter what, especially in the winter, especially in the cold weather. Um, yeah, it's tough right now. My feet are hurting. It's tough to walk. My knees are swollen. They don't really hurt, they're just there. But my hands are hurting. So anybody that's been with me lately in the wintertime, you see me dropping shit all the time. I would always drop the wrench in the bay. I would, just my hands didn't work. I spilled drinks at the table, which I never did. Just the coordination when it's cold just goes away. So, um, yeah, it's tough. It's been tough. It's been tough physically, but like I've said, and I think you guys have been able to tell, it's been brutal personally. So, um, yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys are having a good day. I know some buddies are down in Florida. Hope you guys are playing well. There's another group in South Carolina I'm seeing the pictures of. This is kind of the travel season, right? This is when everybody heads out. I'll probably reach out to a few people in Pinehurst. I'll probably stop on the way down to Florida. It's about the halfway point. I can make it to Pinehurst in one trip, hang out, play golf for a day or two, and then head down to Florida. So yeah, that's my plan right now. I was thinking about maybe going to the Redskins game up here again. I have tickets that I got to get rid of. I got rid of most of them. I only have a couple games left. One of them is the Redskins on the 5th. So I was thinking about going to that, but I might just head down sooner than that. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. Let's go.